Hey guys, what's up? My name's Don Danielson. I'm the marketing manager here at SPD, and I'm here with professional driver Jeff Kelly. And we're going to, part of being SPD is, guys like this. He's a professional driver. He's flat out professional flatbedder. He knows more than he'll forget more than I will ever learn about flatbedding. I'm the marketing guy. I took care of all that. He takes care of all the loads and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to show everybody that's interested. So whether you're experienced in flatbedding, you're thinking about getting into it, or you, like me, barely know how to spell tarp, we're going to go through a tarping episode here. Right? This might become a series, I'm not sure yet, but what we've got is we've got this load. We're going to do a walk around. Jeff's going to point out he's going to address the issues with it, and then we're going to fix it. And we're going to show you a before and after, and hopefully that'll give you a good solid foundation on how to tarp. So here we go.
So we got this tarp load that came in. It's a elevator load, and just looking at it, we got a few minor issues, nothing major, but we're going to fix it before we deliver it to our customer. Just looking at it, we got a few slack spots that are going to balloon out while it's going down the freeway. And coming down towards the back, we can see that where it was tucked, coming back, it's protruded up, and rain, water, and air is definitely going to make this protrude out. And this is also going to get some wear on the tarps by flapping in the wind, going down the freeway, possibly rip them. And coming back down a little bit more, you can see where it's also rolled up some more. The button bunched up is rolled up some more. You can get some weather penetration there, rain, whatnot. And also, I know this one's an older tarp, but it's missing some D-rings. But this slack right here, this will definitely wear out tarps quite early. We need to take care of this before it should travel down the road. And then on the back here, this is not my preferred way of dealing with a tarp end on a three-piece. I would roll this up and usually tuck it underneath, and if it didn't stay, then wasn't pleased the way it stayed, I would probably throw a 2-inch strap, make sure this stays, because if one of these bungees breaks, then this would be a good wind sail, and also rip or tear, wear out the tarp before it's ready. On the other side, same type deal. You can see where it's been flapping in the wind, and this is what happens to the tarps when they flap in the wind. They get thinned out, cover comes off, and that's just gonna rip here pretty soon. You can see we're missing a few D-rings also, but we'll find a way to pull that back here. And then on the up front here, you can see the middle tarp is over the leading tarp, which is not a good idea because we're gonna get wind sucking in here. That's gonna make the tarp balloon out quite good going down the freeway. You always start at the back, middle, and front, because you want the leading tarp to lead over like this, so the wind drapes over the front, cuts right over.
Just flows right over them.
Flows over it. You don't want the opposite, because that's just going to balloon your tarps out, cause you all kinds of problems going down the road.
Can you show that again?
So
where it's pulled up?
Yeah, so when it's pulled up, this is what's going to happen at 65, 70 miles an hour going down the freeway all day long. It's going to make your tarp look like a big balloon going down the freeway. So you want to make sure it's covered up with the lead tarp over like this. But overall, it's not a bad tarp job, just a few minor adjustments, and we're looking good to get ready to go down to the customer.
All right, guys, so as Jeff starts to break things down and adjust things, I'm going to ask him some questions. Again, just a reminder, I'm playing the role of somebody that doesn't know much about tarping, which is not hard for me because I truly don't know much about tarping, but Jeff does. So with that, as he goes to correct all these issues that he pointed out, I'm going to ask him some fundamental questions. Let's start with tarp types. I understand that there's multiple types of tarps.
Yeah, we got a few different that we carry. We got the three-piece, which is this one. We got an end with the flap, the center, basically just big square, and then we got another end piece over here with the flap. We also got a two-piece, which is basically just the two ends. They both have flaps. And we also carry a four-piece, which is primarily the women drivers use them. I mean, anybody can use them, but they're primarily same setup. It'd be 2 ends and then 2 centerpieces. They're just smaller, easier to carry, more to put up. And then we also have some gigantic ones that weigh probably a couple 100 pounds for the super loads that we do that require tarps. Not a lot of fun, but we do carry some.
It's flatbedding, right?
It's flatbedding. It's not always fun, but we gotta do what we gotta do.
So there's the front of the middle tarp.
Yep.
So it looks like a pretty common thing there is for you to hook the bungee up high and then pull
Yeah,
it down.
you kind of want to get.
Not just from the bottom all the time.
No. Get them.
Now, what about straps? Do you ever want to put straps over tarps?
No.
No.
You can put lightly strapped, like maybe over this one. Somebody probably could if they wanted to, just to help hold the tarp from doing a little swing, from grab it going all the way at top to pull the bungee down. But not a load securement tarp, or strap I mean, but just a strap to help hold the tarp from flapping in the wind. That's okay. But we don't want to do any load securement tarps because that will, as you reef down on it, you will wear a hole, or you could pinch it and wear holes in them doing that.
What about the inside of the tarps? Do you guys do anything to protect the freight from the tarps?
Yes, if you do, when you do load, pay attention to the corners, if they're sharp edges. We got blankets. We do have carpet at the Arlington terminal. In the back corner by the shop, there's a red, I think it's like a 20-foot shipping container that's on the ground. Loads and loads of carpet. One of the kids here cuts up squares, has them prepared in a container over there that you guys can grab whatever you want. Just park over there when you get your tarps. Grab as much carpet as you want. We got rolls upon rolls.
Gotcha.
Grab it and go.
Now, when Jeff says you guys, he's talking to the other SPD
Yeah, I'm
drivers.
talking about SPD drivers. Sorry, but yeah, the drivers that come through. Yes.
But hey, you know, you could always come here and
Yeah.
be an SPD driver. So
Yes.
there you go.
And here's an example of why you should have used carpet on this load. Somebody didn't use any corner protection and ended up with a hole. So that's what I missed, but that's a good example of why we would have used. I carry in my
Carpet.
truck a few like the Harbor Freight or U-Haul shipping or packing blankets or protective blankets that I carry just in case, but
Gotcha.
that is something that a flatbedder should carry as some sort of protection for his tarps, because all flatbedders will probably have to tarp at one point unless you get dedicated on a Conestoga run if you're that lucky.
And Jeff is clearly not that lucky.
I'm not that lucky. My dispatcher will not let me be that lucky.
There you go. And guys, just so you know, Jeff Kelly here, he was one of our drivers of the year last year. He's, like I said, he knows his stuff. It doesn't mean he's not going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but that's how we learn too. So
How I got
that's
to
what
where
this
I'm
video
at
is all
making
about.
mistakes.
What's that?
I said that's how I got to where I'm at, is by making mistakes.
There you
and
go.
use them
You
as
just got to
learning
own
tools.
up to them, right?
You learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. Don't hide from them.
Exactly. Finding the right one.
And so another, I'm sure, very basic question for you. You get this load dropped off. You got
Yes.
these tarps laying on the ground. What do you do with them?
Roll them away, roll them up as soon as you get them off.
Okay. Maybe that might be for another video.
That could
Show
be
you how
rolling
to-
them up the correct way. So same way every time. We roll them up a certain way at SBD. Every flatbedder does everything different, gets the same result, but flatbedders all do things
Their own
5
way.
different ways, but it also gets the job done the same way. We roll them the same one way here pretty much at SPD, so when the next driver gets it, he knows exactly how it's rolled up, so he can unroll it and expect what it's going to come out looking like.
For efficiency.
For efficiency, correct. So he's not sitting up on top of his load guessing what's going to happen when he unrolls it.
And obviously, from what I'm seeing, it's okay to come outside the rail with the bungees.
It's okay, yes. There. Got rid of that pocket. I probably pull that down a little bit. Pull this up in there.
So what I'm seeing already is tarping is more of a art than a science.
It's more of art. It's kind of, if you don't let it beat you and get kind of upset that you got to tarp something, you can kind of make an art of it, make it look neat. And there's a lot of stuff we tarp here at SPD is not square. We don't tarp lumber and drywall. It's
all sizes and
all
shapes.
sizes and shapes. So we got to get creative of how it's going to come out looking at the end. So kind of just take it as you will. And there, got rid of the pocket that was there.
Yep. Nice.
So if a driver wanted to, I mean, I think this came from probably Texas, a little bit of jaunt, because it's still got a little bit of a wiggle. He could put a strap over the top just to kind of help with this flapping in the wind, but this isn't going that far when it gets delivered to the customer, so we can just leave it the way it is.
And you said that's a non-secure strap, right?
A non-secure strap, not a load-secure strap, just a strap to help the tarp from blowing in the wind.
Almost like one of your DIY 2-inch strap kind of thing?
Yep, that'll work just fine. I carry plenty of those just for that too. Let's see if I can make this work with limited bungees here. See, and these are fairly loose. You kind of want to make these tight. You can see how it.
And that's where you go.
Because all our tarps, we don't have short and short, like 4 foot drop tarps or 8 foot. All our tarps are like 8 foot drops.
Okay.
So this is all
right,
tarp bunched up in here. So you want
rolled under. Okay.
Yeah. That's all we do is the.
So obviously you got to worry about securing that too.
Yeah, you got to make sure that's down and underneath.
You're using multiple D-rings with one bungee?
Yep. You can see how much toner that is, and it is back here. You want to get the tarp tight, but not tight, you know. Common sense, if they're still around. You don't want to rip the tarp, but you also want to get it tight on your load that you're not going to rip it.
So is there such a thing as over-securement when it comes to bungees?
Not really.
I would guess the only thing that really would lack is your efficiency. It would slow you down.
Just depends on how good you are at putting. See, I kind of ran out of bungees, so I'll probably have to get a few off my truck to help finish this.
While Jeff does that, I'm going to point out his shiny new truck. He recently traded in his old Volvo for this Kenworth. It's a company truck, but he's definitely earned it. So got it all spiffed up for you. Can't speak the same of the trailer, but you know, hey, it's a trailer, and would rather teach you how to do something than look good.
We doing common hour too. Oh, so close, but not.
And obviously, it's okay to pin it to the.
Yeah, because it's secured by this.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Kind of crappy because we don't have any D-rings up here. I think I'm gonna pull one back.
So I noticed you secured to the end of this tarp here. You're obviously never going to want to tarp or secure from this direction because it's going to pull, right?
When you do because you start from the back to the front, so this tarp, if you were to peel it off, you'd have bungees underneath here pulling it down towards here.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go, yeah.
Let's see if I can fix this back tail.
Oh yeah, the flappy part.
The flappy part. I mean, it's all right, but.
Do you see this that often out on the road?
I do see it on the road every once in a while, just kind of.
But it's not how we do it here at SPD.
Somebody did, but no big deal.
Right?
Like I said, flatbedders do things all differently. It means somebody's way was wrong, it's just a different way.
And so you're just gonna keep folding it under?
Yeah, that's the way that was done before, was quick. It's a nice quickie. This can be a little messy, it'll take a little bit, but let's see. Got one there and there. Okay.
So I take you're going to chain a couple of the bungees.
Oops.
And throw them over, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, there we go.
It looks a little bit cleaner.
I don't know if it's translated on video, but what he's done is he's taken one of the bungees, one of the middle D-rings, and kind of has slid it under.
And kind of showed on the other, I'll do it slower.
And so he's got a hook to the middle D-ring.
So I slide it under there.
Sliding it under. He's pulling it out. He's pulling it out forward of this bungee.
Back under here.
Back, and he's going from back to front, like he just told me earlier.
So it helps suck the roll down underneath the trailer, underneath the tarp.
There you go. Now he's taking this one over the top to make sure that, I would assume, to make sure this tip back here doesn't become a flapping issue.
I don't know what that's for, but see now everything's
Forward.
tucked up in there.
Hey, we got room for more freight.
Yeah. See, and this is probably where instead of like the lead one, you can probably put a little, either maybe two bungees connected together over the back. I could probably do that real quick to help with that. Show what I'm talking about instead of just talking about it. I got a couple here.
Is there anything you need to be careful of when you do this kind of thing?
It's a bungee cord, of course. They do break. I've been hit in the face with them. I'm sure other people have. Because you can see that can come off pretty easy.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody knows when using bungee cords. I've got one right here. Watch out for that. You put all your might on that trying to tight one, you'll be eating the ground pretty soon. We've all done it, I'm sure. I know I have. I'm just hoping it doesn't happen on video. That'll help a little bit, possibly. I already got a hole, but that'll. I mean, I would have done it a little different if we're missing like 3 D-rings in a row on this. These Tarps I need to go in for repair. This one up there, one here, and one here. So it'd be a little bit easier to fix that slack if we had some.
You know, part of these whole videos is just kind of just show things in the real world, not a perfect training center, you know.
Yeah. But
so should I dare ask if you have any kind of average on how long it takes you to tarp a load?
depends on what it is. I've been told I can be quick, but I mean, some of the shippers are like, "You're done already?" Other times I feel like I've been there 3 days, but.
Well, let me ask, what's the quickest you've done it?
Depends on what it is. I mean, sometimes like the Omax, where we pick up the water jet machines in Canada, I've been 45 minutes.
Okay.
But
what's the worst one?
Worst one was Omax because it was 90 degrees out. I don't know how high the humidity was, but I'd take a couple breaks. I had 3 Gatorades and I was drenched all the way down, sweat. But
how long did it take that?
It was probably at least a couple hours.
Oh, okay.
I think one of the ex-people that I used to work here was with me, and she was just in awe of what it takes to tarp a load sometimes. It's just,
oh yeah, that video. I remember that video. We still have that video.
I think we have that video around somewhere, but it was.
Well, that's the cool thing about
that was
this.
The day I was cussing. Why am I doing this? Is this really what I want to be doing? But other days, I get told to go pick up a trailer, go drop and pick. Drop and hook a trailer, and then I feel all good about my job. So we all have those days. We love our job, then we hate it the next day and want to quit.
Absolutely.
So make a little investigation hole there and see what we got going on in the front here.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up a little bit, show you guys what he's doing.
So this one's missing some bungee.
Yeah, so he stripped out a bunch of the bungees on the outside, and I'm guessing there should be some bungees on right up there, right?
What I do is when I lean, yes, that's probably the reason why this moved in transit, is because there's not a bungee
Keeping it stable.
holding this down.
Yep, keeping it at length, I guess you could say.
That's why the wind probably took this one for a ride and moved it forward. So it's usually all you need.
Oh, that's interesting. I think it's the first time I've seen you do that. Hook from the tarp around,
Yeah, so it's usually all you
and
need.
back to the tarp.
Yeah. But actually, I just did that wrong.
Oh,
Because
How-
it's
how
on the
so?
back side.
ow.
I'm gonna have to get on top of the load to fix that. That's gonna be fun. That was the right idea, just the wrong tarp.
There we go.
That looks
there
better.
we go. I'm seeing it now. The newbie
Seeing
sees
it
it
now.
now. So again, you can see that split right there. It's front tarp blows, middle tarp is underneath it, so the air keeps flowing, and same with the back of the rear tarp. Obviously, you're going to start from the back and move your way forward when you're tarp.
Kind of a surety, I don't like that one.
Okay, so you did the same thing?
Same thing, just reversed.
Yep.
I made it face. There we be. And also when you put the hooks on, you want to have them face this way, not inward.
So where the end is pointing out?
You don't want to have it that way because the wind, that way
Oh.
you can sit there and rub on it on the freeway, when you're driving. That way you have the smooth edge rubbing on your tarp. You don't want to hook it that way.
Now, I guess for my own curiosity, would that be a DOT violation?
No.
Okay.
That's
Just preserving your tarps.
Preserving your tarps, tarp care. Because DOT would care that your tarps are on, not moving, flapping. They want it to, you know, like this, look nice and be on the trailer, not flapping around in the wind. But having your tarps nice and neat and on the trailer, not moving, also saves you from possibly getting pulled into the scale for something stupid. As just your tarps being moving around. I could fix that, but I might fix it, I don't know, off camera maybe. I don't feel like climbing up there again.
That's fine. That's fine.
I think I got the gist of what we're looking for here.
Yep. So we've secured the air pocket there. You got the straps coming over, or you.
I'll probably fix that back real quick.
Yep. So now it looks like you're just picking, just kind of going over it.
Just going over it, make sure I don't miss anything, but sometimes when you have something nice and smooth, you can kind of get a plan, make it look nice in V or W's or something, make a nice design, but
Right. Like right over
overall,
there.
you got to work with what you got to work with when you're missing D-rings and whatnot. But now we should have less flopping in the wind, and it looks more professional when you show up to the customer on site, to the job site, to deliver the load.
Right on. Well, Jeff, any other tips, tricks, comments that you got for anybody looking to get into flatbedding? At least in experience?
Experience.
Yeah.
Whether you think it's a crappy job or not, you think you're too good for that, do it anyway. I started when I started at Werner, put in my little bit of OTR time because that's the only way I can go. My first job was in the Soto District in Seattle. I drove crappy trucks, had to start somewhere. I drive anything you can. I drove dump truck, end dump, roll-off container, doubles, flatbed, double drop. I mean, I drove Landau. Whatever you can get your hands on, drive it. You never know when that experience will come back to you. Because, you know, here we drive double drops, we have RGNs. They're like thrilled, you can use that. So they know that you can use it in a future job, you never know. But just start anywhere, grab anything.
Which makes you more available.
Which gives you
more
move on
miles.
in life and you find that this is what you want to do. Just keep going, just keep driving, whatever. I mean, when you get applied somewhere and you find out, oh, they got this kind of specialized truck, go grab the keys. Say, I want to learn to drive that.
There you go.
Take initiative, grab it.
Communicate.
You say you want to drive that. That's what I did when I first started out. I've been doing it for over 20 years, and I can drive whatever they ask me to.
Nice.
So.
All right. Well, Jeff, thank you. We're probably going to see you again in another video.
You'll have to put up with me on another video, but we'll see how this thing goes, and we'll just keep going.
10-4.
All righty.
All right, guys.